Okay, greetings, fellow game changers. This is Game Changer Alpha. Rich checking in again here. I figured I'd get at least one video done this week. I'll grab a few minutes here. I thought about doing things. There might be some other videos. I'm going to show off probably some things about. I'm thinking of doing a series of videos to organize my video in what I call Uplay, which just show people where on my list of playlist of games you can go play on the internet. I might develop it further, but I did a lot of videos with the Atari 8-bit computer. I might do that just to show people, because I think people watch video don't really play. But anyhow, I want to get back to this point here. This is another video I wanted to do. I wasn't planning on doing another Invention as a Weapon video for this here. But my experience going for it here, it's kind of shifted a little bit for here. I love the concept of the Forger. I believe in Magic and other games that you have, which you saw on the cover. It's a useful thing to have. Okay. The problem is it's very hard to do. I'm going to go with this. I knew there were certain issues here about certain percentage of people who actually contribute and create content. And this is something else they have here. The percentages may be different, but if you look at this, that what you see here, the 1% rule, and it might be off. It relates to the Pareto principle of 80-20. It's pretty much that 20% of the group produces 80% of the activity. So in this, what we have here is actually creators. The 1% rule says only 1% of people in a group actually create content. 10% contribute, which would be modifying. And another 90% don't do anything. I mean, just lurk. So in that, let's relate a little bit to the forging. What forging demands of the player is to actually create configurations for strategic reasons. It's combining a strategy in that way with combining strategy with creativity and everything else. My recent play I had with somebody else, and I appreciate it. I've been doing a chess variant thing near where I am. There's a local game store that offers chess on like a Sunday afternoon. Been going out there. Somebody was showing up, not there now. Somebody else came in. And I said he couldn't, even if he played Magic, he couldn't create anything to save his life here. So I was realizing that I'm not going to be able to hand him the thing and do it that way. So, based upon this small percentage here, I have to make some tweaks to what I'm doing with forging and the idea of the abstraction of war. I really like forging as a concept. And the end result of that forging as a concept thing here, so anyhow, that concept of forging as a concept here, okay, what it's a little bit different. I'm going to actually try to work on some techniques in here, how to randomize setups and give it to players. I need some framework players get into it so that what they can do is they can know how to set up and play and make room to make it easier for somebody who's a commander type who likes to manipulate the thing and so problem solving rather than creating new, to be able to go forth and do things. So I'll be focusing on some randomizing concepts here on how to randomize the board, how to make it easier to do scenarios and play balancing from that, more from the creator perspective to create scenarios for the world rather than the idea of manipulating an environment, trying to set up for both players and do it that way. I still believe it's important, but it's more like to get there, I'm going to have more steps. So some other videos that I wasn't originally planning I was doing for it. But anyhow, the shorthand is, if you consider how few people do this, and also if you have somebody who doesn't know an area, probably look into no free lunch rule and information theory. People are more than willing to do like a random setup just so long as it functions. The trick here is how do you do this in such a way to make it fair? So we'll be looking at a way as an offshoot of this here, the idea of the abstraction of war, of ways to speed up the generation of scenarios and play environments in a way that's fair. So I'll be looking for some other ways to randomize the generation. Figure out some ways to do that. So it's an additional thing I have to just help along the way of creating new content and facilitating integration, rather than having it more as a strategic. Although that very small percentage that want to be creators in a duel will help still that offer from the forging. But anyhow, just a slight expansion tweak for what my idea on the invention was a weapon aspect to here. So I just want to get a video out because I didn't think I was going to get anything out this week. If I get something else, I might have some other video stuff I might get up, but I've been busy. I'm getting in here and I got to get ready for work tomorrow. So anyhow. So the 91-1-1 principle, I'll put a link in the description below to this. You can look at it further. So again, it relates to the Pareto principle, and that's it. As I said, pretty much what I was talking about, no free lunch and information theories. It says that in a totally unknown environment, there is no universal way to navigate that you actually have an advantage. So it's random. So anyhow, that relates to the creation process. When you put somebody in, they don't know anything. They're going to go about it at random, which has been my experience for it. So anyhow, that's it. Feel free to post some comments below. I do want to thank you for listening. May your die always roll 5. And remember, don't hate the player, change the game. I'm out. Check the link below on this. You can look up the 1% rule. Relates to it. Okay, I don't want to thank you for your time. Good evening. Okay, I'm out. Bye.